There's a point you reach in life where you realize that silence is stronger than shouting. That real control isn't about dominating people, it's about mastering yourself. Most people respond from emotion. They react out of pride, anger, or ego. And every time they do, they hand their power away. But the few who can stay calm when disrespected, those who know how to use words like a scalpel not a sword, command every room they enter. They don't raise their voice. They don't compete for attention. They respond with precision, intention, and emotional control. This video isn't about comebacks or insults. It's about psychological control, the kind that disarms anyone who tries to provoke you. These 5 responses are rooted in Stoic thinking, emotional intelligence, and strategic communication. They're designed to protect your peace, expose manipulation, and make others realize they can't shake your balance. By the end, you'll have the tools to silence anyone, not through intimidation, but through pure composure. If you're drawn to this way of strength, calm, controlled, unshakable, take a moment to subscribe. You'll learn how to carry this discipline into every part of your life. Now, let's begin. Response number 1: the calm mirror. The first response is simple: reflect, don't react. When someone throws an insult, most people fire back immediately. They defend themselves, justify their actions, or try to win the exchange. But that's exactly what the other person wants: your reaction. Because reaction means control. Instead, imagine being a mirror. When someone projects negativity, reflect it right back without absorbing it. Use calm acknowledgement, short, steady phrases that show emotional distance. Try saying, "Interesting that you feel that way. I can see that's how you see it. That's your perspective." These aren't defensive. They're neutral. Quietly communicate, "You don't control my peace." Here's the psychology behind it. When someone tries to trigger you and gets calmness instead, their emotional momentum collapses. It's like trying to punch smoke, there's nothing to hit. And soon, they realize their effort is wasted. You don't need to win the argument. You just need to stay grounded. That's what silences people, not words, but control. Keep your tone low. Your eyes steady. Your breathing slow. When you reflect instead of react, you transform every confrontation into an opportunity for mastery. Response number 2: the boundary line. There comes a moment when calm alone isn't enough, you need clarity. Because silence doesn't always stop disrespect. Sometimes, people keep pushing just to see how far they can go. That's when you draw the boundary line firm, direct, and calm. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors that you control. They let peace in and keep toxicity out. And the way you express them determines whether people respect you or test you. A boundary response sounds like this: "I'm not going to continue this conversation if it turns disrespectful. You can speak to me calmly, or not at all. Let's discuss this when we can both stay composed." Notice the tone. It's not emotional. You're not shouting or explaining. You're simply stating the conditions under which communication can continue. This shifts the dynamic completely. You become the one who sets the terms. Here's why it works: boundaries create psychological contrast. Most people expect confrontation to escalate. But when you calmly enforce respect instead, you shock the system. It tells the other person, "I value peace more than approval." That's power, not through dominance, but through definition. When you know your limits, you stop letting others define them for you. And once people see that you mean what you say, they stop testing you. Boundaries teach people how to treat you not through force, but through consistency. So the next time someone crosses the line, don't react with anger. Respond with clarity. State your line once and then hold it. That silence afterward will say everything for you. The third response isn't a word, it's a moment. It's called the pause. Most people fear silence. In an argument or tense exchange, silence feels heavy, awkward, unbearable. So they fill it with explanations, excuses, or nervous chatter. But the one who can hold the pause, owns the room. When someone insults you, challenges you, or throws a manipulative line your way, don't respond immediately. Stop. Breathe. Look at them. That silence is pressure. It forces the other person to sit in the weight of their own words. It shows that you are not rushed, not rattled, and not reactive. In that moment, they begin to question themselves, because confident people don't rush to defend. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them." The pause gives you control over that judgment. It turns instinct into intention. Here's how to use it. When someone finishes a disrespectful comment, wait 2 seconds. Not 10, just enough to make the air feel still. Keep your breathing slow, your eyes calm. Then speak softly, evenly, with precision. Example. They say something rude. Pause. Then answer, "Are you finished?" or "I'm not sure what you expected to achieve with that." The silence before your response amplifies your power. It shows that you are deliberate, that you don't operate from impulse. This psychological stillness disarms anyone who thrives on chaos. People who try to dominate conversations depend on reaction. When you pause, you deny them that. You flip the dynamic completely, they lose footing, and you gain control without ever raising your voice. Remember, silence isn't weakness. It's strategy. A well-timed pause is louder than any comeback. Because when you speak after silence, every word carries weight. Response number 4: the disengage move. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. You walk away not in defeat, but in dominance. Because disengaging is not about running, it's about rising above. There will be moments when the person in front of you doesn't deserve your words. They're not listening. They're not reasoning. They're just trying to pull you into their storm, to drain your calm and make you play their emotional game. That's when you use the disengage move. Here's the truth: you don't owe everyone a reaction. You don't have to explain, argue, or prove a point to someone committed to misunderstanding you. When a person thrives on chaos, silence becomes your shield. The move is simple: 3 steps. First, stay calm. Keep your face neutral, your energy low. Second, say something grounding and final. "I'm not interested in continuing this. This conversation isn't productive. I'll step away for now." Third, you leave. No dramatics, no exit speech, no last word. Just walk away with slow composure. Here's why it works. The human mind expects escalation. It feeds on friction. When you don't feed it, it collapses. You're not giving them what they want: your energy. By disengaging, you send a powerful message. You can shout, insult, or manipulate, but you will not move me. This single behavior earns long-term respect because it shows restraint under fire. People remember the one who walked away without losing their cool. They remember the calm, the stillness, the control. Seneca once said, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." In conflict, that translates to being content with silence. You don't need validation. You don't need to win. You've already won because you kept your peace. The disengage move silences more people than words ever could. It teaches them that your attention is earned, never demanded. The fifth and final response is subtle but devastatingly effective. It's called the power acknowledgement. This response is about turning hostility into perspective. It's what separates emotionally intelligent people from everyone else. Because when someone tries to provoke you, and you calmly acknowledge their emotion without absorbing it. You take control of the entire interaction. Here's how it works. When someone lashes out, instead of defending or fighting back, you observe them. You recognize their emotion without judgment. Try saying, "You seem upset. I can tell this means a lot to you. It sounds like you're frustrated." That's it. No sarcasm. No itch. Just calm acknowledgement. This does two things. First, it shows you're not emotionally reactive, you're emotionally aware. Second, it instantly shifts the dynamic from confrontation to reflection. It forces the other person to step out of their emotional haze and realize they're being watched not by judgment, but by presence. In that moment, they lose control of the narrative. Because the person who names the emotion, controls the emotion. Psychologically, it's grounding. You're validating reality, but not surrendering power. It's empathy with boundaries, compassion without weakness. And that's the essence of true Stoic communication. You don't silence people by overpowering them. You silence them by being unmovable. You speak when necessary. You stay silent when powerful. You acknowledge emotion without letting it enter your peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This is what the power acknowledgement embodies. It's mastery through perception. It's control through composure. It's dominance through discipline. When you use this response, you're not reacting, you're guiding. You're not absorbing energy, you're redirecting it. And slowly, people around you start to respond differently. They begin to match your tone, mirror your calm, and respect your boundaries. Because real power doesn't need to prove itself. It's felt, not forced. At the end of every confrontation, there's one truth you must remember: it's never about winning the argument, it's about mastering yourself. That's what these 5 responses are designed for. They're not weapons for attack, they're tools for balance, for control, for inner strength. Each one trains your mind to respond with clarity instead of chaos, power instead of panic. These are your anchors in the storm. The calm mirror. The boundary line. The pause. The disengage move. The power acknowledgement. Together, they form a mental shield. They help you stay in control, not just of conversations but of yourself. In a world that rewards loudness, you'll stand out through calm. Where others chase dominance, you'll radiate composure. And where most people fight to be heard, your silence will speak louder than words. You'll stop reacting. You'll start responding. And that shift from chaos to control will change every interaction you have. So the next time someone tests your patience, remember: you have nothing to prove. You have peace to protect. If this message aligns with your mindset, subscribe for more content that sharpens your discipline, strengthens your focus, and keeps your emotions unshakable. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Stay untouchable. Stay unshakable.